Welcome to the kitchen table where the champions of all budget decks battle it out in the gauntlet for bragging rights and most of all for your viewing pleasure. You can also join in the fun and win some prizes like the secret lair. The only thing you need to do is to predict who the winner will be of the next match and leave it in the comments below. In round 1 we will have a match between the Madness deck and the Pirates. Bram, what do these decks have in store for us?
This Madness 2.0 deck is based on the original Madness deck with a splash of red. Of course it needs to have some original Madness cards like the Wild Mongrel and Merfolk Looter, but it also has some newer cards like these Royal Scions who were great in this deck. Like the original Madness deck, it likes to finish off its opponent with a bunch of worms, and it does this with some card draw and counter spells as backup. This is a very aggressive Grixis Pirates deck with a lot of 1 and 2 drops to put pressure in the early game on your opponent. The deck also plays some legendary pirates like Lannery Storm and Beckett Brass, and also some top pirate cards like the Hostage Taker and the Dire Fleet Neckbreaker to finish off the game.
I'll go with the Pirates for this one. Let's jump into the match.
Fight! There is some madness at the high seas because we have some pirates and some madness decks with the Wild Mongrel for the madness in the opening hand together with a Roar of the Worm. That's a card with flashback. Now let's look at the pirates. We already see one of those nice pirate islands, a chart, the course of course, and a Corsair Captain. Only 2 land, but enough card draw to make it work. The pirates start with an island, followed up with a Cinder Glade. Back to the pirates, another beautiful pirate island.
Arr, matey.
And will we already see a shard? The course now, there we go. The course is set, draw 2 cards, discard a card. And now the question is, what will the pirates keep? They will discard the Coercive Recruiter because of the mana cost, I presume. And we go back to the hand of the Madness player with good old Merfolk Looter. Back to the pirates now. And let's see which scoundrel will make it to the battlefield. For 3 mana, will it be a Phantom Fleet Captain? Or it could also be a Corsair Captain. I think it's going to be a Corsair Captain, and he brings along with him a treasure token. And this is a artifact, and you can sacrifice it to add a mana of any color. So a little bit of ramp. Back to the Madness player now. Let's see if there's a Madness coming. Think twice, searching for the 3rd land and hitting it, it's always nice. And back to the pirates. There's a mountain. And 5 mana available for the pirates if we include this token. So we will see some action. Immediately the play of Karizav, the Skyship Raider, and also the Phantom Fleet Captain. And it's the other captain that's attacking, the Corsair Captain, 2 damage followed up by a draw discard from the Merfolk Looter, and Roar of the Worm is now in the graveyard. And there's a Cephalid Coliseum, that's the 4th land. And now also a lot of options for the Madness player. We could see a Wild Mongrel, but we could also see a Roar of the Worm on turn 4. And that will be a 6/6. And it's going to be worm time. Now back to the pirates. The draw is a Buccaneer. Now the pirates, they do have a lot of creatures with menace. Here is the Daring Buccaneer revealing another Daring Buccaneer, and now the attack, I presume. Because without the attack, Chart the Course is not going to be as effective. And menace is nice because then we will have some pirates that do damage. And there is also a monkey joining the party. Here is Ragavan. He comes into play when Karizav attacks, and also the Phantom Fleet Captain also will make an extra pirate. So a very valuable turn from the pirates. They are digging in their treasure chests and finding lots of action. 3 pirates or 2 pirates and a monkey hit the battlefield. There's going to be 4 damage dealt. And then a block on the Phantom Fleet Captain with an activation on the looter. So that means that the Captain will die, the Worm will live, but the looter will also go back to the seas. And it's a discard of the Ketria Triome. So we'll clean that up. And then we will take our compass, take our map, we will chart a course drawing 2 cards, and that's 2 lands. So back now to the Madness player, drawing first a card. And it's no land, but we do have a nice card in our hand, and that one is called Frantic Search. And we see 3 mana being tapped for the Frantic Search. Draw 2 cards, then discard 2 cards, and then untap up to 3 lands. There's another land. Now we need to discard first. So let's see what will be discarded. We do have 2 wild mongrels, so we have a wild mongrel that's being discarded. Also a borderland explorer. And the play now is wild mongrel, and then together with a noose constrictor. So some blockers that could activate Madness by just discarding a card. And we'll have a worm considering to wiggle in for the attack. A 6/6 worm. Now the pirates do have some boosts from the Corsair Captain. So considering a block, it's going to be a double block, and that means the worm will die together with 2 pirates. They will walk the plank and jump into the sea. Back to the pirates now. Another land is the play first. And are we going to see an attack into the wild mongrel? I don't think so. I think we will just see a Daring Buccaneer that's going to be a 3/3 hit the battlefield. And of course it's a 3/3 because of the Corsair Captain. Pirate player still considering the attacks, but it's dangerous with 3 cards in hand of the Madness player, so we go back to the Madness. And they have now 4 cards in hand, meaning they could plus 1 of their creatures by discarding some cards. There is the attack from the Wild Mongrel and also the Noose Constrictor. And now before damage, there were no blocks declared. There will be a Arrogant Worm discarded for its Madness cost. But wait, Lookout Dispersal will counter the worm. But the Madness player has something in his sleeve. Circular Logic is being discarded and it counters the Lookout Dispersal. So also an extra boost. So some damage, 6 in total and 1 damage from the Cephalid Coliseum. And now we see the Admiral joining the party. And that's good news for the pirates. Mr. Beckett Brass for 4 mana will give other pirates +1/+1. And at the beginning of your end step, gain control of target non-land permanent controlled by a player who was dealt damage by 3 or more pirates this turn. So now we will have an attack back from Karizev and the monkey. And also the Daring Buccaneer. It would be 9 damage if the attack goes through unblocked. So I think the Arrogant Worm is going to do some blocking here. The monkey can be blocked, the Daring Buccaneer can be blocked, but Karizev has Menace. So the Buccaneer is going to trade with the worm. And there's still 5 damage coming through, so a nice play from the pirates. Back now to the Madness player. What is the draw? A Stromkirk Occultist. Only 1 red mana, so it's only going to be one of the 2 spells in hand from the Madness player. That would be a possibility. Let's see what's going to happen. The Corsair and the Admiral are there to block, but still an attack from the Mongrel and the Noose Constrictor. And then there is a card being discarded with Madness. That's Alvacin's Judgment, killing the Admiral.
Arr, matey.
Now 1 damage is taken from the Colosseum, but then the Madness creatures will deal 5 damage. And interesting, if the pirate player attacks, it will only be 6 unless there's the Dire Fleet Neckbreaker to finish it off. Attacking pirates gets +2/+2. There's also a monkey joining the party. That will be plenty of damage.
Game over.
Pirates take it down.
Yes! 1 point on the leaderboard for me! Now you can join our leaderboard too by predicting who will be the winner of the next match and leave it in the comments below. And maybe you can win a secret lair or one of our 3 special boosters. Now if you want some more information about the tournament series, check out the link here. If you need some help predicting who will be the winner of the next match, check out the deck tech videos. And remember, always keep it casual.